So today's video is going to be a review on the Makeup Revolution concealers. They are new. They're supposed to be like Tarte Shape Tape dupes. So the full name is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour Concealer, right? Yes. And yeah, basically they have the same claims as Tarte Shape Tape, well, similar claims. They're supposed to be blendable, long-lasting, and full coverage. I ordered these off of Ulta.com. I'm actually going to pull up the website just because I want to show you like how much it costs and all that. So it costs $7, so it's very inexpensive. Like I said, the claims is that it's full coverage, designed for long-lasting coverage, and a blendable formulation, and it has a lot of shades, as you can see here. I think that it is 18 shades. Yeah, 18 shades, so it goes from very light to very dark, which is awesome because Tarte right now is under a little bit of heat because of their last foundation release. They didn't have a big selection of colors at all. So, you know, at least Makeup Revolution is thinking about everybody. I still like Tarte. I still do use their products, but I don't think it's cool that they came out with such a limited shade range. But yeah, this is supposed to be like the Tarte Shape Tape. I was reading the reviews. The average is 4.6 out of 5 stars, so that's awesome. And everyone says it is an exact dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. The coverage is awesome. Like, everyone has like really, really good things to say about this concealer. So I wanted to try it out. I do like Tarte Shape Tape. I have purchased it once. I haven't repurchased it just because I've been trying other concealers. But I did like Tarte Shape Tape. Every time I go to Ulta though, it was sold out in my shade, so that's why I kind of been trying other concealers. I do really like it. I think it's a great formula. It definitely has amazing coverage. It always looked good. Like, I never really have anything bad to say about it. It's great for an eyeshadow base. Like, it's overall just a great makeup product, and I definitely love it. That's why I wanted to try these out, because they're a lot cheaper. Makeup Revolution is kind of known for making like knockoff products of products that are very popular at the moment, and they definitely copy a lot of brands. They used to even copy like packaging, like hardcore. I don't think they copy packaging as much, but they definitely copy like product concepts and stuff, which I don't know how I feel about. I think it's, you know, it's kind of annoying, but those brands that they copy off of like have nothing to worry about. Like, obviously, you know, they're very successful and they have very loyal customers. So anyways, if you want to see my thoughts on this concealer and my first impressions, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna get started. I'm looking a little rough right now without concealer, but hopefully this concealer is good and we like it. I'm like really, really hoping I like this concealer. I really want to like it. I'm rooting for it. Yeah, by the way, my hair is straight today and it probably looks pretty dark. So I used to be blonde. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that. And I've been letting the blonde grow out. And like, I would say from like here to here now is my natural color. And since my ends are still pretty light because the blonde peeks through, I get them dyed every once in a while to match my natural color. And I always forget like how dark my hair actually is. Like, once it's all one color, it's like such a dark brown. But anyways, we're going on a tangent. So I'm gonna start off with the light color. This is the C6, so this is going to be my highlight shade. So this is what it looks like. This is the packaging. So this is my highlight shade. I am going to use a beauty sponge to blend it out. I use this to apply my foundation as well, just because that's usually how I apply my concealer. I very rarely use a brush unless I'm using like a potted concealer, like the NARS, what is it, soft matte cream. Then I'll use a brush. But where liquid concealers, I always use a beauty blender. It just gives me the best finish in my opinion. So let's get started. I'm a little nervous. So this is what it looks like. But yeah, I guess we're gonna highlight. The consistency looks very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape, but I guess we will see. So I'm just gonna go underneath my eyes. I'm not sure like what the blending time is for this, like if I have time to actually work with it or if it's gonna set quickly. So I'm not gonna let this sit on my face too long just in case, because I actually have a meeting to go to after this and I'm not trying to look all crazy. So I'm just gonna start off underneath my eyes and then highlight the center of my face after. So it's going on really smooth, like it feels really nice on the skin. The consistency feels super creamy and nice, like I'm liking it. And I applied a decent amount, I know. And the shade seems like it's gonna be all right. It's a little bit lighter than the light medium honey that I usually use from Tarte, but it seems like it's gonna be okay. Okay, so we're gonna blend this out with the beauty sponge and see what we think. So the coverage seems really nice. I feel like my sponge isn't even really absorbing a lot of the products. Like I feel like it's blending in really nicely, because sometimes certain concealers soak right up into the sponge, where this one is kind of like staying on my skin, which I like. It's doing, like you can see, it's doing a nice job of brightening. Hold on, I need to get a little closer to my mirror. Up close, it looks really good. It looks super, super good. It looks really smooth. Yeah, it just looks really smooth and like really nice. It doesn't look cakey. I know some people had that problem with the Tarte Shape Tape. It doesn't look cakey to me. And I'm wearing a pretty full coverage foundation right now, so I was a little worried that with the full coverage foundation and the concealer that it may look a little heavy underneath there, but right now it's not looking heavy. It's looking good. So I'm going to start blending this side. I really like, I don't know if it's the sponge or the actual concealer, but like I said, I feel like, oh my god. Okay. Like I said, I feel like the concealer is not getting soaked up into the sponge, which I like, because I feel like certain consistencies of concealers, like more liquidy consistencies, definitely soak up into the sponge, and I feel like you have like nothing left on your eye. So I like the fact that this is like staying actually on my skin. I'm liking it. I feel like it brightens up my eyes so well. I like it. Guys, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit on the center of my face just to balance everything out. A lot of product comes out on this doe foot applicator. Yeah, we're just gonna balance everything out. But I really do like the color. Like I said, this is C6. I look crazy right now. By the way, guys, have you entered my giveaway? If you haven't, go click the link down below. I'm giving away some makeup. The giveaway ends February 20th, by the way. Looks good, like highlighting my face, because sometimes I love concealers underneath my eyes and then I highlight my face with that concealer and I don't like it. So when I'm gonna get up close and personal in the mirror and see if I like it or not. Also, I wanted to give a quick tip. So today I did my brows first. And whenever I know I'm doing my brows first, what I do is I bring them a little bit more further in and I make them a little bit more bold on the inner or the front of the brow. And the reason why is because when I do my foundation and concealer, a little bit of the foundation and concealer gets on the front of the brow if I bring them a little bit closer, and it kind of creates that ombre effect for you without actually having to create that with the brow product itself. You just bring them a little bit further in, a little bit more bold. By the time you're done blending out your foundation and concealer, they'll get a little bit of foundation and concealer on the front of the brows and will create like that ombre effect. Just thought I would share that little tip with you. And I usually like will take the tip of my beauty blender on the front of my brows and just tap them. Getting So let's see what this looks like in the center of my face. I'm liking it. I am liking it. It looks really good. My skin looks like really, really good. My skin looks really matte, and I don't know if it's the foundation or the concealer. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to contour. For that, I got the shade C13. Now, I just picked these out online, so I wasn't sure if they're gonna be my perfect shades, but so far the highlighting shade is really good. So hopefully this contour shade works nicely. I never contoured with the Tarte Shape Tape, by the way. I just never bought a darker shade, so sometimes I do contour though with cream products. So I'm just gonna do a little bit because I feel like a little bit of this product does go a long way. And I'm gonna start off on like one side of my face. So just like that, I'm just putting a little bit because like I said, I don't know how this is gonna work. All right, hopefully I didn't put too much. I might have put too much. I will say though, I like the shade. I feel like, personally, I don't like gray tone contour shades on me. I literally look dead when I use them. Like, even if it just has a little bit of gray in it, the powder just never works well. I end up looking ashy. I don't know, I guess it's just the undertone of my skin. It just doesn't work well with gray. So I definitely like a warmer contour, which I know a lot of people hate warm contour. So I don't know, but for me, this shade seems to be good. It's a C13. It's not like too dark where I'm gonna look muddy, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the right amount of darkness. And by the way, I'm using the Real Techniques, what brush is this? Contour brush. There you go. I love this brush. I've had this for years and I love it. So I'm just gonna get in my hairline here. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just kind of blend all of it in. I don't contour my nose. I just don't have the nose for a nose contour. It never looks good on me. It makes my nose look worse. So the only thing I do is I put a little bit underneath the tip of my nose. Okay, I just want to say something. I'm not thrilled with the smell. It kind of has like a chemical-y smell. I don't know, like a makeup smell, like an old makeup smell. Not old makeup, but you know, like a real makeup smell. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But it does have a little bit of strong smell. I mean, I have the worst sense of smell ever. I have like issues with my nose, so it doesn't bother me, but it may bother somebody else. Alright, so that's what it looks like on one side of my face. I like it. I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice. So looking up close in the mirror, I mean, it looks good, but I do feel like maybe it was the brush I was using, but I do feel like it might have kind of moved around my foundation a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it might have moved it around just a tiny bit when I was blending. So I don't know. Maybe it was the brush, but I do feel like it moved it around a tiny bit, or like took some foundation away, which I'm not liking. But you know, overall, it's not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do this side of my face. All right, so I just went ahead and applied the products on this side of my face, and let's see if I feel like it moved around foundation on this side. I'm still gonna use the same brush to blend this out, but I'm just gonna use lighter pressure. Maybe I was like pushing down too hard. Alright, so contour is done. It looks pretty good. This side did turn out better, so I think you just need to not apply so much pressure when you're blending out your contour. I am noticing the concealer is settling into the lines because I have not set it yet. I usually set my concealer right away. I'm just applying a little bit more just to see how it will layer. But yeah, I usually set my concealer right away, so I'm not surprised it's settling. But yeah, definitely need to set this concealer because I notice it settling. Personally, I think you need to set every concealer. If you have any kind of lines underneath your eyes, because any cream product is going to settle in lines. Alright, so I blended out the lines, and now it looks good. Again, I'm going to be using my RCMA No Color Powder to set it because it's an ultra fine powder, so it's going to help kind of really get in those lines and set the product so it's not going to be moving around. So what I do is I take the product on my sponge itself and I press underneath my eyes. And we are going to bake today because I want to see if this can handle that. I don't usually bake with my Tarte Shape Tape because I don't feel you need to, because it is such a heavy duty concealer, you know. But we're just going to try it to see if the concealer can handle all that powder. So I'm going to set the center of my face. I am going to go under here because I feel like I'm looking a little muddy right there, but I feel like it's my fault because I was definitely putting a lot of pressure on that brush. This side looks way better with the contour. So I don't bake for long. I keep it on for like a minute and then I dust it away. I know some people keep it on for like 10 minutes or so, but on a day-to-day basis I usually just put it on and dust it away. I feel like I have more powder on the other eye. I just kind of dust it away. Just to kind of set the foundation in place. If I know I'm going to be wearing my foundation for hours and hours and hours, then I will keep it on longer. But usually I'll just like dust it away after it being on for like a minute. So I'm going to go get a brush that I can use to dust this away and we're going to see how it looks. Then I'm going to do the rest of my face off camera and come back and tell you my final thoughts. Alright, so I'm back. This has been on for a minute or so. I'm going to dust it away with just a random e.l.f. brush. And let's hope that it doesn't look like really cakey. It looks good on camera, but we'll see what it looks like in the mirror. Alright, so I dusted it away the best way I could. Now the moment of truth. I'm going to look in the mirror and see if I look like a 90-year-old woman or not. Looks pretty good, you guys. It looks really good, actually. I don't think I would use like airspun powder to set this concealer because airspun powder is definitely a lot heavier than the RCMA No Color powder. This is like super finely milled, so it's not as heavy. So I feel like if you were to use the airspun powder, maybe you wouldn't like this. I feel like the RCMA No Color powder is definitely a better way to go. I think it's set really nicely. I think underneath my eyes, right underneath, I'm looking a little like crepey, but that's because, I don't know, in the last year, I guess it's just because I'm a year older, I've noticed I have a lot more fine lines underneath my eye. I've also been a lot more dry underneath my eye, so I think I need a good eye cream. But yeah, I have like these little wrinkles now underneath my eye that appeared out of nowhere. So no matter what concealer I use, no matter what powder I use, there's nothing I can do about it. I just always notice them. So I just now take my eyeshadow on the lower lash line a little bit lower to kind of disguise the fine lines there. But yeah, I don't think that's like the concealer's fault. I think it's just my skin. But yeah, the concealer looks really good, you guys. The highlight and the contour, it's set nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face, my eyes, my lips, all of that. And then I'll be back to kind of tell you my final thoughts. So I will be right back. Alright, you guys, so I'm back. I finished my face and my eyes and my lips, and now I'm ready to tell you my final thoughts. So I do like the concealers. I think that they are really good, especially for the price, and they definitely have great coverage. The colors were really nice in my opinion. They blended really nicely, and I definitely see the similarities between this and the Tarte Shape Tape. I definitely feel like it's a true dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. So if you don't feel like spending, you know, the money on the Tarte Shape Tape, definitely give these a try. However, I want to be honest, I'm not loving the way my forehead looks where the contour is. And I don't think it is from the concealer though. I think it's from the foundation, the Maybelline 24 Hour Superstay. I did a review on that foundation and I loved it. I thought my skin looked amazing. I used it so many times after that, but I was mixing a little bit of the LA Girl foundation whitener in there, or lightener rather, and that kind of gives you, that kind of lightened the shade a little bit for me, but also added a little bit of a luminosity to the foundation because the LA Girl is more of a luminous foundation and the Maybelline is definitely more of a matte full coverage foundation. So I thought mixing the two kind of gave me a great balance. However, I got a new shade in the Maybelline foundation, one a little bit lighter, so I didn't have to use the foundation lightener anymore. And ever since I got that foundation, ever since I got that shade, first off, I hate the shade. I think it's very orange. I got 220 Natural Beige, so I've been mixing it in with the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. And there have been days where I like it, that mixture, and then like today I'm not loving it. Like when I first applied it, it looked great. On camera and on pictures it looked great, but when I look up close it doesn't look that great. So the concealer on my forehead didn't blend that well with the foundation now that I look closely. And again, I don't think it's the concealer, I think it's the foundation. So I just want to put that out there and be totally honest. That I am looking a little cakey here, but like underneath my eyes it looks fabulous. Underneath on my chin it looks good. So I think it's the foundation, not the concealer. I would give this, overall I give this like a 9 out of 10. I really like it a lot. I think the consistency is great and the coverage and everything. I just wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 because I don't think it's like the best concealer I've ever tried, but I really do like it. So that's awesome. I'm actually even considering maybe ordering a few of these for my freelance kit. I'm going to be getting new concealers and stuff in my freelance kit. I'm going to be getting the MAC Pro Conceal palettes because I just feel like it's easier to work with the palettes and have all those color options right in one place rather than having to dig through my drawer and find the perfect shade. However, I do still want a liquid option because the MAC palettes are a cream concealer, but I still want a liquid option. You know, it's just nice to have both. And I'm thinking of getting these because they are very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape and they're just a lot cheaper. So I don't know, I may purchase them. I'm obviously going to give these a try a little bit longer. I will give an update in the description box, like how it lasted throughout the day. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. I feel like concealer is one of those things that you kind of know right away. Foundation's a little bit different. Like you can apply it, looks great, and then like it doesn't look so great an hour later, or you're really oily. With concealer, it's kind of like you either know if it's going to work or you don't. So I definitely think it's going to work, but I will still leave you a little, just like a little note of how it worked in the description box throughout the day. So yeah, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, I mentioned in my last video, my Valentine's video, that I wanted to do a Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, go to that video, the Valentine's Day makeup tutorial, and leave them in that comment section. I'm hoping to film that next week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.